All right, this is the last lesson of chapter 2, so we are going to start it up today, finish it tomorrow, and then we are done with chapter 2. That being said, this lesson is challenging, so please make sure that you are in a way that you are paying attention and can focus and can really take the time with this, okay? Please don't rush through this lesson. Please don't just play the video in the background, okay? You got to focus on this, okay? What is X? More solving equations. Today you will explore more equations on the equation mat and will examine all of the tools you have developed so far in order to solve X. While you are working on these problems, be prepared to answer the questions that follow. How can you simplify? We've been working all chapter on simplifying. How is it that you do it? The goal of this is also to get the variable alone. Can you get the variable, which is the letter, alone? Is there more than one way to simplify? And is there always a solution? That's the big one. That's an interesting one there. Okay? On your paper, write the equation represented in each diagram below. For each equation, simplify as much as possible and then solve for X or Y. Be sure to record your work on your paper. So we've got these two problems. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on each one individually. I want you to try, don't worry about both of them, but you do not need to sketch them, but you should be able to write out what's in there. So here's what I want it to look like. Okay, so on your paper, please, at the top of the page, you should have already written 2.1.9. And this is problem 281, and I write letter A. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to divide your paper kind of like this, with the left side and the right side. You don't need to make it a table, just put left side and right side. On the left side, please write what's on the left. On the right, please write what's on the right, okay? So that's what I want you to do first. So please, in a second, pause the video, or just write out. Don't simplify, just write what's on the left and write what's on the right. When you are done with that, unpause and see if we agree. Okay, so by the way, again, I'm really hoping that you guys are actually pausing because this is really important. We really need to have this skill mastered. So please try these problems out, okay? All right, on the left-hand side, I have X plus 3 minus parentheses. And in the parentheses, I've got X plus negative 1, okay? On the right side, I've got X plus negative 2 minus parentheses X plus negative 2X, okay? That's the first step. Hopefully all of you have that. And I do want you to write that out and just have that ready to go, okay? And by the way, what we can do is we can say, hey, this is my original, the original expression, okay? On the right-hand side, I probably should have left some room for writing out the basic steps we're doing, okay? All right, so you have a choice now. You have a choice to pause the video and try this whole thing together, or on your own first. And then when you are done, unpause it and then walk with me through it to see if you agree and see if you got the same thing. Or for this first one, if you don't want to pause it and just want to work with me, that's fine. The second one, I am going to have everyone pause the video and try it on their own. Okay? So here we go. If you want to, pause it now, try it, and then come back. Okay, so let's try it together here. So X plus 3 stays the same. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to flip them. Okay, and I want you to visualize what would happen when I do that. So this changes this to the opposite and becomes a plus. So plus and the opposite of X is negative X. And then plus the opposite of negative 1. Okay, all right, so that would become plus. The opposite of negative 1 is positive 1. So the left side simplifies to that. The right side, I keep the X plus 2 the same, or negative 2 the same, then this becomes plus the opposite of this. So plus X would be negative X. And then plus the opposite of this becomes plus positive 2X. Here what I did was flip it, okay? Now I'm going to CLT, combine line terms. Okay, so what is similar? Oh, well, that's this X and this X. This X and the negative X cancel out, so those are gone. 3 and 1, oh, that's 4. Cool, so all that left side switches down to just 4. How about on the right side? I've got an X and, a negative X and a positive 2X. So X and 2X is 3X, and then the negative X would be 2X. And then I just got negative 2 plus negative 2. So 2x plus negative 2, okay? Okay, so now at this point, I've got 4 equals 2x plus negative 2. Now, you look at that and you're like, well, there's nothing else I can balance. I can't do anything else. Well, one of the cool things about equations is, again, as long as I do the same thing to one side that I do to the other side, it maintains balance. And so in this case, kind of like we talked about yesterday, or actually earlier today, we are going to actually add tiles. We're going to add tiles so we can get rid of things. And I know that sounds really weird, but check it out. We've got, we flip these up. So this, one of these ends up here and ends as a positive. And then, so we can kind of eliminate this down here. So all that's left is, over here, we're left with 4 tiles, positive. Okay, so we got 4 positive, and then 2x plus negative 2. I want to get the x alone, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get rid of these 2 negative tiles over here. And I do that by adding 2 positive tiles over here. And whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other side. So if I add 2 positive tiles over here, that maintains the balance, okay? All right, that maintains balance. Now, what happens here? The positive and the negative become a 0 pair and 0 pair, so that actually eliminates out. So look at this, look what I did. I ended up doing plus 2 and plus 2. I added 2 to both sides. This canceled those out with a 0 pair. I'm left with 2x, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So I balanced, added 2. I balanced, added 2. So I added 2, maintain that balance, okay? And then, hey, if 2x is equal to 6, that means if I divide both sides by 2, I get my answer, because 2 over 2 is 1, and 2 divided by 3 is 6, or 6 divided by 2 is 3, so x equals 3, okay? And here I just divided. All right, so that was kind of challenging, wasn't it? Is that what, if you tried it alone, is that what you got? Hopefully you did, all right? So let's practice that again. So this second part you're gonna do on your own, second one you do on your own. Again, I do want you to just write the left side and the right side first before you start it on your own, because again, if you don't write it correctly from the very beginning, it messes up the whole thing, even if you did all the steps correctly. So please write what's on the left and write what's on the right, or pause the video, write the left side and the right side, then unpause it to make sure you've got the right thing before you get started on simplifying. Okay, so on the left side, I should have 2y minus parentheses negative 2 plus y. And then on the right-hand side, I've got negative 2 minus, and I don't need to put this in parentheses, I can just put minus negative y, okay? That is what you should have. So if you do have that, please go ahead, if not, write it down. And now I do want you to try solving this problem, get the y alone on one side and see what it's equal to. Got it? Go. Okay, my hope is that you actually paused and tried the problem. If you got it wrong, that's okay. Let's do it together here, okay? So the very first thing I want to do is I want to flip it. So I want to flip these up to the top. So it becomes 2y, and then this becomes plus the opposite of this. Okay, so minus negative becomes plus a positive, so plus 2. And then this becomes plus the opposite of that. And plus the opposite of y is negative y. On the right-hand side becomes negative 2, and then, the opposite, so add the opposite becomes plus y. Cool. And I did flip. Sorry, this was the original. Ooh, no room there. Okay. Now, what can I do? I'm going to do CLT, combine like terms. And, okay, 2y and negative y. If I've got 2 y's and I've got a negative y, that just becomes a y plus 2. Over here, there's really nothing I can combine, so negative 2 plus y. Okay, now what can I do next? Oh, I can balance, can't I? So the next step is I'm going to balance. Now balance out this y and this y. And I'm left with 2 and negative 2. Wait a minute. And remember, this side part here, this double line right here means equal. 2 equals negative 2. Ladies and gentlemen, does 2 equal negative 2? No. Does it ever equal negative 2? In fact, let's go back to this. Let's take this. By the way, guys, what property tells me? Check this out. At negative 2 plus y, I'd like to kind of flip that around. I'd like to kind of switch the order of that and get y plus negative 2. Y plus negative 2. I can do that, can't I? What property tells me that I can flip the order? I can switch them. I can actually move them. That would be the commutative property, okay? If I've got y plus some number plus 2 equals some number plus negative 2, well, what number would that have to be? It's not possible. Ladies and gentlemen, here there is no solution. You get 2 values that just don't equal to each other, there is no solution to that problem. And that is the answer. Okay, well, tomorrow we are going to practice. Tomorrow is the last day of this chapter as far as new material, so we're going to practice a skill and hopefully make more sense of this. I know it can be kind of challenging. Just hang with me, and hopefully we can answer all your questions. All right? Thank you. Bye.